Hey Cam fam, welcome back and welcome to Keeping Up with Cam. If you're new here, thank you so much for tuning into our channel. And if you're a returning subby, thank you so much for coming back. So today we have our toddler boy hairstyle video number 58. But before we get into that, I've got two things to talk about. I wanted to give you guys a quick update on my thumb. If you remember a couple months back, I was in like a splint wrist wrap thing. This is the mobility on my thumb. It's not great, so bear with me if you see me kind of struggling in the video. And I want to tell you guys about this amazing product that we were gifted. It is called the SLEEPOUT. It is a travel blackout curtain. So it is lightweight, it's portable, it is super easy to use, super easy to install. It's literally just this curtain which has Velcro on it and these two suction cups that also have Velcro on it, which you add to the window. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to link this stuff in the description box so you can find it for yourself, but you're just going to easily attach it straight to the window and put this Velcro from the curtain on to the Velcro on the suction cup. This is what the room looked like before, and this is what it looked like after I installed it, like 5 minutes later. Super easy, super quick, guys. All right, so now we are starting and taking out the hair. This is about 1 day old, 2 day old hair. We did a wash day a day or two before, so we just put it in plaits to get it to dry. As you can see, my thumb is not cooperating. It will either not bend at all like you guys saw earlier, or it bends and sticks into place by itself. I don't know what's going on with my thumb. If this has ever happened to you or somebody you know, please hit me in the comments and let me know what's going on. I need a little help. But we move, we keep going because we got to get this done one way or another. So I'm starting by sectioning off his hair. I'm going from ear to ear. I'm going to have 3 sections in total, and we're just going to start with the bottom to begin with. So yes, this is Shine and Jam. Yes, I know, don't come for me, guys. I got rid of the other bottle, but then I had to buy another one because I had to do my hair, so this was left over. And most importantly, I have no options here. It's literally just Shine and Jam. So until I can drive over to the States, which should be soon, and get some products over there, I'm stuck with the Shine and Jam. So once we put the Shine and Jam on the part, we're going to go back over with our tail comb or rat tail comb, whatever you'd like to call it, and just make sure that the part is neat and it is done correctly. It is straight. We don't want no wobbly, no janky lines. We need them to look good. So keep in mind to pull these sections just a little bit so you are making sure that you are cleaning up the line appropriately and that it will still be straight no matter how you part or braid the hair. All right, so we're going to be using our Just For Me Curl Piece Defining Curl and Coil Cream. Whoa, what a mouthful. All right, so I am using just a little bit of this on the back section of his hair. The back section of his hair I find is more like a 4A type of curl pattern, so it needs a little bit more moisture, needs a little bit more attention compared to the middle of his hair and the front, which is more like a 3C. So I put this in his hair just to make sure that it's hydrated and just to make sure that while I'm combing through and brushing through his hair, it's not making the sounds like I'm crunching through an apple and it's all like dry and, you know, we're not trying to hurt the hair. So I go ahead and put that in there. And now I am just getting the line, the part properly done because I was just kind of, you know, taking some hair just to make sure I put the product in there. But now that I've put the part, I'm going to put the Shine and Jam on the bottom. Make sure you get those little, we call it the kitchen, get the kitchen all cleaned up. And then I'm going to do a little zigzag curve for the part, and I'm just going to put it into 2. You can do a straight part, you can do a zigzag, you can do a whatever you like. And I'm going to just add the elastic to the root and I'm going to twist. I'm just going to twist it down, regular 2-strand twist. Make sure that when you are twisting, this is always the funniest thing to say, when you're twisting before you twist. So I'm going to twist the strand that I'm using over on itself before I twist it under the side. I will show you with the next side what I'm talking about, but just make sure that you remember to twist while you twist. So I'm here cleaning this up yet again because no matter how much you think your parts are straight, they never are. I always end up looking at the hairstyle afterwards and I'm like, is this is this the same hairstyle I just did? Because like this is not what it looked like when I was braiding. But you're gonna just make sure that it is parted straight, and this is how it's gonna look when you are twisting. So as you see the strand that I have in my right hand, I am folding that over, twisting that over on itself, and then I'm going to get my fingers on the left side, whether it's your middle, your index, your ring finger, and I'm going to grab it and bring it over. So whenever I have the hair on the right, it is being twisted over onto itself, and then it's being grabbed and brought to the left, and I just keep doing that as I'm going down. The tighter or more taut, the better, because that way when it does loosen out a little bit, because they always do when they loosen out, it's going to be more defined and it's going to look nice. As you can see, that first one, I don't know what happened with it. I did go back and redo it. But yeah, just make sure that you're doing it as taut as possible. So even though I talk so much, I still feel like I don't talk enough. I failed to tell you guys before that this whole thing was one section, but you're gonna leave like 1 inch at the top because you're gonna do a separate part of it. So the whole part, this was the whole section, but I left 1 inch at the top, and now I'm going back in. I parted it in the middle, and now I'm going to braid on each side coming into the middle. So I'm starting on the right side, and I'm just braiding simple. Make sure it is like I said in the last video, you're kind of braiding on your tippy toes or on the point of your fingers. You just want to get all that hair in there. Grab as little hair as possible as you're going. That just makes the braid neater, and it keeps it to last longer. But you're literally just going to braid straight into the middle, leave a little bit of extra because you're going to put the elastic in it at the end of it. But yeah, super easy, nothing to it. But like I said, all of this makes up that one section that you parted, but you just left a little extra at the top so that you could do this braid at the top before you moved on to the next section. I don't know if you guys have noticed that Cam's a little bit squirmier today than he usually is. That is because he's actually reading and using his LEAPFROG set instead of on the iPad. For now, he will get back to the iPad. But I do notice that when he is doing something other than sitting and watch the iPad, he moves around more, he's more, active. So it is a little bit harder sometimes to braid or do his hair when he is doing something other than being on the iPad. But I do enjoy when he is doing something other than just being on the iPad, because we want our kids to, be doing educational things. We want them to be learning. And sometimes it's just a little bit too much screen time. Even though mostly what he watches on there is educational, I do like the old school vibe of just having a book and reading and flipping through the pages. So if you guys are interested in what he's using, I will link it in the description below. He actually received this from his grandpa like maybe 2 years ago for a gift, and we're still using it. Even though he is pretty well versed with his reading, he still likes to use the pen and do the activities. All right, so as y'all can see here, we have gone back in to section our next set of hair, and I just did a straight right up and down section part for this one because it was just a lot of work to try and do this little zigzag swirl that would match up with the one underneath. And realistically, I thought about it and I said it's not even going to show, because when I add the other twist at the top, nobody's going to even see how this is sectioned. So forget about it. So do whichever kind of part that you would like. Just make sure that this row is sectioned into 2. And I'm going to add my Shine and Jam or whatever product you're using. Make sure you add that to the perimeter of the hair. Comb it out, brush it out, detangle, do what you gotta do. Just make sure that the hair is in a stretched out state so you can move in to do the twists. Now, I personally like doing twists on dry hair, on stretched out hair. I don't like doing it on damp hair. That's why I only added the curl piece product to the ends or to the back, because I just wanted to keep it from shrinking as much as possible. I wanted to keep it from like just catching up on itself as much as possible. But some people do prefer doing wet twists, and that is fine too. whatever makes it easier for you, whatever you prefer. But for me, I am 99.9% of the time gonna do it on some dry hair. Twist styles are generally the easiest and most repetitive one to do because it's literally just the same twisty twisty twist, and you go to the ends and then you go over and do the same thing. So it is a little repetitive, but I am going to go through it just to make sure that we're seeing the design setup of the whole style and not just the twists. So I will say that I did add elastics while doing his hair. I didn't add them at the front, and you'll see that. But I ended up taking them out maybe like 2 days later and just leaving it without. I did refresh these twists at one point, mainly because this was his picture day hairstyle, and I had to do it before picture day. Picture day was like Thursday, and I had to do this on Sunday. So I refreshed it on the Wednesday night, and that's when I took out the elastics and I didn't put them back in. But I kind of just liked it better without the elastics. It looked a little bit neater because, you know, once you put the elastics and it like twists up at the end and then it just kind of like this like curly thing. It was weird. But it's up to you. It also depends on their hair texture and if it like mandatory needs the elastics in there. When he was younger, I could not do twists without putting elastics in it, but now that he has a little bit more texture to his hair, I can definitely get away without the elastics. So now we're gonna go in, we're gonna do our second part of our second section. So I am sectioning off that braid, and we're gonna do the exact same thing that we did before, and we're just gonna braid these two braids into the middle and connect them. So yes, this was Cam's first ever picture day hairstyle. I had so many ideas of what I wanted how I wanted his hair to be for picture day. But I ended up going with this style because it was just easier to do. Let me tell you, doing hair frequently for school is a lot different than what it used to be before he started school. But this was an easy style to get done, and it's lasted 2 weeks. We still haven't taken it out yet. So we're getting our fair share of wear with it. I do like that I actually get like 2 ways to wear it. I will explain it to you guys at the end. But yeah, this style has a little bit of longevity to it. But I would definitely love to hear from you guys on what kind of styles you did for your little ones for your first ever picture day or for picture day for this year. Let me know what they were like. Let me know if you tried any of our styles or if you came up with something of your own. As you can see, he's back to watching the iPad, like I said earlier, and it's a lot calmer. It's a lot less movement. It's a lot easier to get things done when he's got the iPad. But he's here watching Science Max. I will let you guys know this is one of the new favorites. He just started watching this recently, and let me tell you, I probably know every experiment because I've watched these so much with him, but he absolutely loves this. And every time he watches it, he learns something new, and it's all about science. And it's literally one of the best things is just being able to know that even though they got screen time, even though they're on some type of device, they're literally learning and just growing their knowledge and just expanding their mind. And for Cam, he loves this stuff. So it's I don't even have to like do it. He's the one who wants to watch it. So it's even better to see that. But it's always good to know that we can give them something healthy to watch. So I am now going in and I am going to section off this row. This is our middle row. I'm going to say this is our third. I know I said in total that there was 3 sections. There's actually 4 now that I think about it, but this is our third that we're working on, and I'm breaking this up into 5. And with this one, I am doing our squiggle, curve line, swoop-de-swoop type of part. If you prefer to do straight, you're more than welcome to do that. If you prefer to do a zigzag, you're more than welcome to do that as well. Whatever makes you happy, but I preferred the little swoop-de-swoop part, and that's what we're going with. So like I said, there's 5 of them. This is the middle one. I just decided to start with the middle. I'm not too sure why, but make sure you are going in, you are combing out the roots, you're brushing out the hair, you're slicking it down. So using any type of like bristle brush. I'm still using his baby brush, literally the best thing, because it doesn't pull on the hair. It doesn't pull on like the perimeter of his hair either. It's not harsh, so I know that it's not like using the adult brush, which is like scraping their hair, but it's still laying down the hair, keeping it flat, keeping the flyaways away, and allowing for that shine and jam to really just do its job and just allow for the hair to sit nicely. As much as I try to not accept it, Cam's hair really has a lot of shrinkage. And I try and tell myself, oh, no, it doesn't. Like, this is, you know, whatever. But even from when, like, I start his hair to when I finish it, like, especially with these twists, they were a lot longer when I started at the back. And then by the time I finished the front, they fattened up and they moved their way up. And then even his hair in general, once it's wet, oh my goodness, his hair is like down to his butt, honestly. And compared to like just looking at it here, where it's like his middle of the back, or like, I guess mid back, I don't know. But the thing too is, you know, they're growing, they're getting taller, their heads are getting bigger, or they're growing into their heads, I should say, as their body is getting taller. So his hair may stay the same, or it may get longer, but it may not look that different because his body is changing at the same time. Now, like I've said, we've been sick off and on. We are on our like 5th wave of sickness in this household, thanks to him being in school for the first time ever. So he's got a blanket on him because he said he was feeling chilly. So we put our blanket and we are in a little relaxed, warm mode now. So working in the front, I'm going to go in and I'm going to do another swoop, zigzag, shoopity shoop part down the middle. I'm going to be parting this last section into 4. So I did that curved line in the middle, and then I'm going to do a straight line on this side. So I'm breaking up the 2 big pieces into 2 more pieces. Now, since we're working on the side, I'm going to be using my extra virgin olive oil. Just a dab. I'm putting that on the perimeter of his hair before I put the shine and jam. I just like to put something down before I put any product, just kind of give it an extra barrier, give it a little bit of extra protection. We want to make sure that we're keeping their hair as product free as possible. We don't want a lot of buildup. We don't want a lot of pulling, a lot of tension, and a lot of chemicals and stuff like that. So for me, just putting that olive oil just kind of gives me a little bit of reassurance that his hair isn't getting as damaged as it could be. So I'm going in now. I've sectioned it off, and I'm going to just braid this straight back to the crown, I guess, of his hair, and then I'm going to twist the end. So I'm braiding the front, twisting the ends. There are going to be 4 braids in total. We're going to continue with the whole idea of a small, close to itself braid. Use your brush, use your comb, use your finger, whatever you'd like, to make sure that you're just getting the perimeter hair into the braid, making sure that everything stays together, everything is neat, everything is laid, because we want longevity of this style. If things are just all over the place, it's not going to last long, and it's going to kind of be a waste of time. And we know how these kids are. They are very rowdy. Even when just sitting on the couch and playing, they're using their head to like nuzzle through life. So whatever we can do to ensure that the style lasts longer, we need to do. Alright, so it's very important with the front section that we're using our Shine and Jam or whatever product that we're putting in there. We want to make sure that we are laying down the hair. We want to make sure that it is looking neat. We don't want it to be like puffy. I mean, if that's the style that you're going for, because some people don't believe in laying the hair down, and that is completely fine as well, keeping the hair in the natural state. But for me, I rather use the product and I'd rather it be in there very well because I want the style to last as long as it can without it looking messy and old. And that's just the way that I preserve the style. So I put the product into the hair, and I'm going to be braiding onto the outer side of that section. We did do that little curved line, so we're not going to be braiding close to the middle, close to the curve. We're going to be braiding on the outer side of that braid, which is where we had our straight part. So for this one, this is the right side. We're going to be parting closest to the right side of this section as we go down. Just make sure you're using your comb, your brush, your finger, your nail, whatever you like to use to keep that hair together, and make sure you are detangling as you go, because as you can see here, it's getting a little knotted up, and we want to make sure that it's easier once we're done the braid part and we're going into the twist part. Okay, cuteness alert. Look at how he takes his tissue out of his little pocket, wipes his nose and put it back. Oh, he's the just most adorable kid ever, I promise you. But yeah, so we're wrapping up the front of the hair. After you do these two, you're just gonna copy it onto the next side. Okay, Cam fam, we are done. Look at this. He is striking his Superman pose. That's his favorite pose at this point. Every picture looks like that. So this is what we had as our end result. We have our twists. We have our braids in the middle, kind of sectioning it out. We had 2 sets of horizontal braids. The 4 in the front are also braids, and the rest are twists. Absolutely love this style. It didn't take very long to do. Twist styles are usually very easy. If you're more comfortable doing twists on the scalp, you can do that instead of the braids as well. I myself am not that comfortable doing twists, so I went with the braid route, but I do like switching it up and having the braids and the twists in the same style. But again, we hope you enjoyed this style. We hope you guys try this out. Let us know if you do. Hit us up in the comment section. Tell us how you feel about this video. Thumbs up this video if you like it. And don't forget to subscribe if you have not already. Also, hit us up on our Instagram. Make sure you guys talk to us and follow us over there. We love to hear from you. And we will see you guys in the next one. Bye.